down, so I'm just going to start cutting the neckline from this side, and I will have to flip it over, turning the front part upward. So now I'm going to start cutting the neckline, and for the neck depth here, I'll have to come down by 1.5 inches, and I'll just mark it there. And for the width, I'll have to measure 2.5 inches and just make the curve there, as you see. So now I haven't done that now, because the part showing up here is the front part. I'm going to cut the depth for the front part, and to do that I'm using the length 7 inches for the depth. I haven't measured that now. I'll just have to use my free hand to make the curve. And now that I'm done, I'm just going to use my scissors to cut the part where I mark out. Firstly, I'll cut the back part and the front together, and afterwards I'll have to cut only the front part, because the front part is going to be a bit deeper than the back part. So having done that now, we just have to turn it over now to measure the shoulder. And the shoulder I'm using here is going to be 16 inches. And that divided by 2 is 8. And that is it. So I'll just have to add 1 extra inch to it for the sewing allowance, that making it 9 inches. And for the armhole length, I'm going to come down by 7 inches. I'll just make a mark there, and that is it. So now having done that now, I'm going to first of all connect it, the point I made, all the way to the up with a straight line. Now that I'm done with that, I'm now going to come out by 2 extra inch, and having done that now, I'm going to make the curve for the shape of the armhole. So I'm going to make a curve from the up all the way to the point where I made here. So going down for the waist part, before I measure the waist part, I'm going to first of all measure from the shoulder all the way to the waist part, and that is 15 inches. I just make a mark there. So now from the waist here, I'm just going to measure the round, which is 28 inches, and that divided by 2, we have it to be 9 inches. So now I'll just have to add extra inch to it. So going down now for the hip is 36, and that divided by 2 is 18, and that divided by 4 is 9 inches. So I'll just have to add extra inch to it, making it 10 inches that I'm cutting it out with. So now having done that now, for the length I'm using, the full length is going to be 38 when I'm done, but the half length is going to be 32. So now having done that now, I'll first of all have to measure the length, and this is the 32 inches. So I'll just have to make a mark here all the way to this other side. And having done that now, this is it. This is what we have. So now the next thing for me to do is for me to use my scissors to cut on all this place where I mark out now. So guys, this is it. I will cut it out on all the places where I mark out. So this is what we have it to be like now, all the way from the up to the down part here. So this is what we have now. So I'll just have to flip it over now, and then just remove all the pin I use in holding it down. Having done that now, I'll have to separate the back from the front piece. And opening this up, the front part, this is how the neckline is, and this is how it looks all the way from the up to the down part. And for the back part, I will have to open it up, and these are the two parts we have for the back parts here. These are the two pieces we have for the back part here. So this is how it looks all the way from the up to the down part. So now bringing this lining, I'm going to open it up and then just arrange it and fold it into 2 equal parts, just the way you see me doing. I'll just have to arrange it out. And having done that now, I'm going to bring the front piece of this dress and just place on top, just the way you see me doing. I will have to arrange it out and make sure it's aligned with the lining. So having done that now, I'm just going to use my scissors to trim the lining using this dress pattern. two piece for the two back part. So now I'm just going to use my scissors to divide it into two separate pieces for each part. And have cut it out now. These are the two pieces for the two back part. Now bring in the front piece, so I'll just have to open it up, the right side facing up as you can see, and opening the lining as well. I'll have to place the lining on top just the way you see me doing. I'll just have to arrange it out, and afterwards I'll just have to take it to the sewing machine to stitch the sides down, the sides only. And once I'm done with that, I will turn it over to the right side and then just stitch the neckline. Mind you, I'm going to stitch the neckline from the right side, and I'll just have to do the same thing to the back piece. So guys, as you can see, I've stitched the side down, and this is how we have it to be like. And the neckline, like I said earlier, I was going to sew it from the right side, so this is how it looks now. So this is the lining part, and this is what we have. So for the back piece, these are the two pieces for the back part, and this is how they look. And I also went ahead to sew the neckline from the outside as well, as you can see. So these are what we have now. This is how it looks from the inside, the two back piece. So this is what we have for that now. So now bringing the front part of this dress, I'll have to open it up and then bring in the two piece for the back part in order for me to join the shoulders. So I'll just have to align it, the back piece to the front piece, and then once I'm done with that, I'll just have to take it to the sewing machine just to stitch the shoulders down. So guys, have we done that now? This is it. This is the shoulder. I have stitched it down, and this is how it looks. So I'll just have to open it up, and you can see how round the neck is. You can see how round it is. So this is what we have now. The next thing for me to do is for me to join the two back pieces together in order for me to fix the zipper to it. So I'll just have to join the two back pieces together and then just arrange it out and then flip it over to this other side. And now that I'm done with that, I'll just have to bring my zipper, and bringing the zip, I'll just have to use the zip to measure it all the way from the up to the part where the zip end. But I will not just be stopping at the ending of the zip. I will leave about 1 inch, and I'll just have to mark it out. So now guys, from this part where I mark out now all the way to the remaining ending, the down part, so I'll just have to measure about 1 inch and then just mark it out all the way to the remaining ending. And have we done that now, I'll just have to take it to the sewing machine to stitch this part where I mark, just this part where I mark, and I'll also fix the zipper to it as well. So guys, this is it. I'll fix the zip to it, and you can see how neat it is. So I'll just have to open it up now, and this is how it looks. So guys, this is how it looks all the way from that part to the ending part. You can see that part where I stitched down. So I'll just have to turn it over now for a better view. So guys, this is how the zip is looking cute there. So guys, the next thing for me to do now is for me to mark out the part where I'll be fixing the dart on. And to do that, I'll have to fold the front piece into two equal parts, just the way you see me doing. And from the center here, I'll have to measure 3.5 inches and just mark it out. So from the up all the way to this bust part, I'll measure 10 inches and mark it out. So now from this side to the waist part, I'll measure 10 inches as well and just mark it out. So I'll just have to make the corners to come out very well. So now I'll turn it over to the other side and measure the same thing, 3.5 inches here. So from the shoulder to the bust part, 10 inches. From the bust to the waist part, 10 inches, and then just connect it out very well. I'll do the same thing to the back piece as you see me doing. I'll just take it to sew on the sewing machine. So guys, this is it. Have sewed down the dart part where I mark. So this is how it came out now. I'll just turn it over, and this is what we have here for the front piece. And for the back part, this is how it looks I'll just have to turn it over to the wrong part for you to see. This is the wrong part of this dress, and this is how it looks inside. This is the front part now. So guys, this is what we have now. I went ahead to retrim the armhole, and this is how we have it to be looking like. So now the next thing for me to do is for me to start fixing the collar to it. And before I do that, I'll first of all have to measure the neck round from one part of this zip end to the other part. So guys, having measured it now, this is what we have, 23 inches. So that's what I'll be making use of for the collar. So now bringing this white piece that we had earlier, so it's time to make use of it. So I'll just have to open it up now and then just try to arrange it and then fold it into two parts, just the way you see me doing. I will fold it out into two parts now, so I'll just have to measure the width I'm using to be 4 inches. So I'll just have to mark it out all the way. To be 12 inches, meaning the remaining inches for the stitching allowance, because the actual inches we are making use of is 11.5. so having done that now, just have to divide it into two equal parts. So having done that now, have to bring the remaining piece, fold it into two, and then cut out another one for the two parts of the collar, and then I'll just have to So guys, I will cut it out now. This is it. These are the two parts. We have it to be 2 pieces each, making 4 pieces all together. So now, having done that now, it's time for me to take it to the sewing machine to sew. And to sew that, I will have to take it to the sewing machine to sew all the way from one ending to the other ending, leaving the down part open. I'm not going to stitch the down part yet. I will leave it open, and I'll do the same thing to this other one. So guys, this is what we have it to be like now. This is how it looks. I left the down part open, and this is how it's going to look on the shirt. So now the next thing for me to do is for me to bring the shirt itself. Before I place the collar on it, I'll first of all fold the neck together to get the midpoint of the front part, and I'll just have to measure it as you see me doing. So I make a mark there. So now from that mark, I will have to bring one of the collar and just place it here like this from the inside. I hope you can see what I'm doing. I'm placing it from the inside and I'm pinning it down to one part of the collar. Remember, I left the collar open, so now I'm placing it on one part of the collar, leaving the other one open still. So I will have to pin it down all the way to the zipper part. And now that I'm done with that, I'll just have to take it to the sewing machine to stitch, and then once I'm done stitching, I will top stitch with this other one. This remaining part of the collar I left open is what I'm going. So guys, this is it. These are the two colors we have on the neck part. So this is how it looks on the inside, and this is how we have it to be like. This is how it looks on the back part. So guys, this is how the collar came out now. So guys, placing that aside and bringing the remaining piece here, so I'll just have to use this to cut out the gather it has on the down part. So guys, to do that now, remember the length we use from the shoulder to the knee part was 32 inches. So now to add the remaining parts to it, that's 6 inches, making it 38 inches altogether. So I will have to cut out using 8 inches. The remaining one is for the folding and the stitching. So I have done that now. I've marked the 8 inches all the way to the ending. So now I just have to use my scissors to cut it out. So guys, this is it. Have cut it out now. This is the length we have. We have it to be long enough for the gather on the down part. So now I will first of all have to measure it, and we have it to be 1 yard here and 16 inches. So this is what we have for each part of the gather, and is in 2 fold. So now the next thing for me to do is for me to now take it to the sewing machine and then just fold the down part all the way from one end to the other. So guys, have sewn that down now. So this is how it came out, the 2 piece. These are the 2 pieces for the 2 parts of this dress, the front and the back. So guys, I will now have to bring the dress itself and open up this front part as you see me doing. I'll have to place one of that piece here and gather it just the way you see me doing. I'll take it to the sewing machine to sew and gather, and I will do the same thing to the other one. So guys, having pleated it to the dress now, this is how it came out. I also went ahead to iron it out, and this is how it looks now. So guys, I'll just give you a view on how it looks all the way from the up to the down part now. So guys, this is what we have it to be like. This is how it looks now on the back part, and this is all we have for this now. So placing that aside now and bringing this remaining piece, I'll have to fold it into 2 just the way you see me doing. I'll be using this to cut out the sleeve for this dress. So I folded it into 2 and I went ahead to fold it into 2 again, now making 4 folds. So having done that, I'll just have to use my scissors to trim out the excess. So guys, having done that, now I'll have to use my scissors again to divide this into 2 separate pieces. Then I will have to mark the wrong side for the both piece, and that's what I'm doing now. So having done that now, I'll have to fold it into 2 just the way you see me doing, in order for me to start cutting out the measurement for the sleeve. So guys, because the down part is going to have a white toner, a white facing, so I'm not going to be adding extra inches for the down toner. So guys, having done that now, I'll have to measure 9 inches here, just the way you see me doing. And for the width here, I'll have to measure, the sleeve round is going to be 12 inches by the time I'm done. So I'll just have to use 7 to cut it out. That's making 40 inches altogether. Having done that now, I'll just have to use my scissors to cut it out. So guys, having cut it out now, this is what we have. These are the 2 sleeves we have for this dress. So guys, the next thing I'm going to do now, before I start fitting it to the dress, I'll have to first of all measure the length here for the round, and we have it to be 15 inches. So before I will fit that to it, I'll have to bring these white pieces here and then just cut out about 4 inches that I'm using for the band, and then I'll have to use my scissors to trim it out. Having done that now, the next thing I'm going to do is for me to measure the length. And for the length, we are using the length 15 inches. And that's what I just measured now. And I will cut it out from the remaining excess. So guys, having done that now, I'm going to fold this into 2 equal parts. And then just divide it into 2 for the 2 sleeves. So guys, having done that now, I have to measure it. And as you can see, we have it to be 2 inches each. So guys, the next thing I'm going to do now is for me to bring the sleeve, and then opening it up like this, I will have to place one of this band here and then just take it to the sewing machine to stitch, and then top stitch, and then use it to turn over the sleeve. And I will do the same thing to this other part. So guys, this is how they look now after sewing it to the sleeve, and you can see how neat it is. So guys, that's what we have for that. So bringing the shirt itself, the dress itself, I'll have to bring the sleeve, place one here, and the other one I'll place it on the armhole here, and then just take it to the sewing machine to stitch to the dress. And this is how they came out after sewing it to the dress now, and you can see how they are looking there. So guys, this is how it looks on this side, and this is how it looks here on this other side. So the next thing for me to do now is for me to turn it over to the wrong side, everything, and then just arrange it out, align everything together, and then using this measurement, I'm going to take it to the sewing machine to join the sides. So guys, have you joined everything together now? This is how it looks all the way from the sleeve to the down part. I hope you enjoy watching this video, and I hope you like this video. I hope it was helpful. Let me know what you think about this video in the comment section, and please don't forget to subscribe.